All right, we are live. Thank you guys so much for coming back to the channel. Today, I have eBay seller and YouTuber NateyPie.
How's it
How you
going,
doing?
everyone?
How you doing, Nate? How is everything going your way?
It's going all right. How about yourself?
Not too bad. Uh, a lot of yard work today, so I'm pretty tired, but overall, not too bad. How's the eBay business?
It's been up and down, but I'm trying to get myself in the right mindset and actually continuously post or list. And I've been doing a lot of cross listing lately through Facebook Marketplace,
Yeah.
but there's much needed improvement on my side, and I'm the only one to blame for my lower than normal sales as of late.
Well, it's hard. And I guess I'll lead into that first question. Reselling is a struggle for sure. And I actually saw you scheduled a video coming up. Is it in the next couple of days talking about resellers and how difficult it is to kind of maintain that? I think what was the title of the video? I'm not.
Let me.
It's like
What is it?
resellers. I thought depression was in it or involved.
Let me see something. I'm bringing it up on my channel real quick so I can
Yeah,
actually
go ahead.
not because I'm terrible at titles even on my
No,
own
no, you're
channel.
fine. What's up, King? What's up, Renee? Thanks for joining the chat, guys.
So it looks like we named it "Coping Mentally as a Reseller." It'll be a live tomorrow at 7 with Ella from Save Here First. She reached out to me. I had several resellers reach out to me.
Mhm.
One thanking me for talking about what some people consider, a awkward topic, and no one truly wants to talk about their mental state or anything like that. So we're
Yeah,
just going to have a discussion to see how other people cope and learn something from each other.
right. And I think that's awesome. And I think I definitely have my mental health struggles, so I completely understand that. So what do you try to do, anyways? Because I know everybody tries. There's not an easy method to do it. But what do you try to do to get yourself motivated and back into reselling? Because I've had slumps too. I haven't listed an item, and I've not talked a lot about my eBay selling on my channel, but I do sell on eBay. But I've not listed an item for a month, I bet. I mean,
Oh, really?
it's just I'm the same way. I get in that slump. So what do you do to try to avoid the slump and try to get back into it? Is there any kind of strategy that you use?
One thing I try, so I use vision boards or like
Hmm.
visual boards of my goals. And I've been keeping that. So it may sound simple, but I keep that next to me now to show. I mean, it shows progress every day. If I'm not doing anything, then I have a goal sitting right next to me where it shows how many subscribers I want to get to on YouTube and how many listings I want to get on eBay. And I am in control of that. I know the subscribers not really control of, but at least with the reselling part of it, with
Right.
my eBay listings, I'm in control of that. Like I have a pretty aggressive goal for the end of this year to have 10,000 listings right now on my goal because I don't want to put 10,000 on there and then get discouraged
Yeah.
because where I'm at now and then, trying to reach all the way to the top. I mean, that's pretty, that gets discouraging when you're looking
Yeah.
at it. It's like, man, this is going to take me forever.
Right.
So right now I have my goal as 1,000 listings and I'm hoping by the end of next week or the week after, it'll be about halfway there to about 500. So, I mean, that's just something I've been doing. And then for my goals in my life, I put those on like a vision board so I see them as well.
Hmm.
Because if I'm not listing or doing anything with my store or even listing on Facebook Marketplace, then I'm not doing anything that contributes to my long term goals. And at the end of the day, it's my own fault if I don't reach those goals because I mean, you know how it is. If you don't list, you don't make money. And eBay, I mean, they reward people that are listing all the time.
Yeah.
So to me, you kind of fall out of that algorithm where, oh, I'm not listing, and then it gets you into a funk because you don't list, then you don't sell. So then
Right.
that plays into it as well. So I've been trying to use visual boards lately to help me keep on track, which is still a slow process, but I feel like I'm getting there.
Do you think that maybe, and I mean, obviously, like you said, discouragement can come from a lot of different places, but do you think that maybe uh, some goals that you set were maybe a little bit too far reaching for you, then that's kind of put a little bit discouragement on you?
Not not so much because I know I can do it.
Yeah.
There's just a lot going on right now on the outside from my eBay selling and everything that is affecting my mental state, and then it starts affecting what's the point of anything. So
Right.
that's been the problem lately. It's just been outside things that have been going on in my life, but
Yeah.
I'm trying to do things like I've been doing a lot of research and everything. I've talked to my doctor too, trying to figure out what I can do because I don't. The one thing I used to be on medicine all the time,
Hmm.
and it made I was so foggy. Like I was not creative,
Yeah.
like nothing. It was just like, okay, I'm just gonna get through the day and be, have no emotion.
Right.
So
Right.
I quit doing it, which my doctor did not agree with me to quit taking medicine, but at the same time, it's like I want to try to figure this out on my own. So
Yeah. I mean, and I definitely respect that, but I just don't want you to put too much pressure on yourself at the same time,
yeah,
because you're not alone. Like you talked about, I watched your video the other day about dealing with that, and you know that you're not alone. And I think people like you and me kind of put a lot of pressure on ourselves to,
yeah,
live up to a certain standard and everything. And it kind of does isolate you, I feel like. And I feel like in the reselling business, I mean, it's cool. Like I've watched some of your live chats where like couples come on and they do it together and stuff. And like, that's kind of neat. But reselling, if you do it like we do it, it's pretty
yeah.
lonely. Like, I
I mean,
mean,
you're on your own island,
yeah, you
and then
are. And like,
everyone around you thinks you're crazy for doing it.
yeah. And it's like, well, this is like my one thing that kind of, breaks up the monotony of the day.
Yeah,
Like this is kind of how I can escape a little bit. And and then you do have people saying that. So you don't want any type of discouragement around your little bubble, but it's hard. It's hard to do it and be consistent at it. Anything by yourself, I feel like.
yeah, and even if you don't have discouragement around you, it's your own thoughts you deal with because, like I said before, you don't list, you don't make money on eBay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just part of it. They reward active stores. So if you're taking a mental break or something, eBay's like, well, you know what? They're not active in their store, so we're just gonna move them to the side. And then it's like, well, how come my store's not good enough to make a sale? Like I got better stuff than someone
Yeah.
else I'm looking at. But
Right. Right. It
it's
just
it's
needs
a
to be
constant
seen.
battle.
It is. And I don't know. I totally get where you're coming from though, because I think that's why I get burnout on it, because it just, I don't know. It's always just best to do things with others. And that's one thing why I love your channel and what you're doing though, because you have really jumped up in the reselling community. Like your live chats are great. Like you're reaching people all over the country
Yeah.
and people are joining. They want to join, they want to be a part of that. Like
Well,
that's
that's still
awesome.
so weird to me.
Yeah, I mean, you and Chuck you're you're really doing something. That's awesome.
we have people messaging us to ask us to be on our live, and we're just like, why? Like, and I think it's because we want, because everyone has in the reselling community. Well, I shouldn't say everyone, but most people when they do their show, it's nothing but business. Like
Right.
they're talking about what they're seeing trends on eBay and everything, and we did not want to create that environment because everyone else is doing that,
Yeah.
and we wanted to create a space where it's more like a hangout, like
Yeah.
you're going out, out with your buddies after work or something like that, where it's a chill environment. We may talk eBay once in a while, but
Yeah.
that's going to be on the back burner because I mean that's what all the other shows are for, and we just
Right.
wanted a place where what we hope to do is a lot of these resellers we get on our show, we break down those barriers and they show us their real self instead of just like, oh, this is what sold on eBay, you know what I mean, like a
Yeah.
all business type personality. So
I think
it's
that's
been interesting.
exactly what it is, though. That's exactly how I was going to phrase it. What's up, Fate? How you doing, man? That's one of my old followers. I haven't talked to Fate in a while. But how I would explain it too is like jumping into like a hangout space. You know, you check in on everybody. Everybody kind of like, I love the community and the chat and everything because everybody's just kind of checking in. Like it's
Yeah,
not like but at the same time, it is informative because whoever your guest is, you talk about what they do, what they're
yeah.
into and stuff. So at the same time, they get exposure, you get exposure, and you have this super chill environment. So it's a really good formula. And I think that's why it's successful. So that's
And like Chuck, like so the way it kind of started with him is we always saw each other in lives like throughout. I usually listen throughout the day because I'm working throughout the day, so I'm listening to other people's lives and stuff like that.
that's cool.
And then I'll chime in every once in a while. And I kept seeing Chuck, and we'd always throw jabs at each other all the time, just messing around.
Yeah.
And then I reached out to him, and because he mentioned in one of the chats, like, yeah, one day I'd like to have a show. So I reached out to him, like, hey, what would you think about doing a live show with me? And he goes, are you kidding me? I would love it. He goes, I've been waiting for someone to ask me. And then he goes, what would you want to do it on? I'm like, well, that's the thing. I don't want to put a bunch of pressure on us and have an agenda. I just want to let everyone let loose and do their thing. And
Yeah.
I go, let's not make a bunch of rules. Let's not turn it into an interview because I know how uncomfortable that makes people. Let's just have it as a chat and a hangout. And then I go, if we get something accomplished, great. If not, we had fun talking.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that is great. Thanks so much, Fate. I really appreciate that, man. I miss you. But yeah, I've definitely went the interview route, and it can be very uncomfortable. This is going to be the most relaxed interview I have because you're like a brother to me, so this is like easy. But for the most part, I'm talking to these people that I'm interviewing for the first time. Like we've messaged a little bit, but we don't have that type of interaction. So it's been good. I've liked it, but it's weird. So is that a very common thing in the reselling community to have, like, is it everybody has a live? Is that like a pretty typical thing?
Not everyone, but there's a lot of people that have been doing lives because they're trying to get their watch hours up as well
Oh, okay.
on their channels. But the one, like, I don't know if you've seen in my live Cajun Roots reseller.
It sounds
Johnny,
familiar.
I've been a part of his morning show. He was like one of my first 5 subscribers. And his morning show is awesome because he promotes and wants you to promote your channel. And then everyone there, he'll give you a shout out. And then everyone will go to your channel and subscribe, which is kind of a bummer at times because you know how YouTube is. Like all of a sudden, you're feeling good. The next day, you just gain 15 subscribers. And then the morning comes around, it's like, how did I lose 10 of those?
Exactly.
Like what happened?
Yeah.
But Johnny is great, and I would suggest going to his channel for the resell, and it's Cajun with a K, not a C.
Oh, okay.
But he his channel is great, and like I said, I wanted to have that community feel with our show as well, and that's why I give everyone a wrench to share their links because I mean in the reseller community, like we were just talking about, it's a lonely world, and why try to bring everyone down or attack someone or try to be better than someone when we can all grow together and help each other learn more in the business and learn more on YouTube as well.
Right. Yeah, you can definitely all mutually benefit in that department too, for sure.
Yeah.
But that's pretty cool. Yeah, I didn't know if that was the thing. One thing that I found doing these live chats is, which is really shocking to me, but nobody does this. Like in the video game community, nobody does this. So I've
Really?
reached out to people, and I've like people that are much, much bigger than me. The other night I had Mama Lee on, and she has, I mean, she averages around 100 viewers on her Facebook streams. And I reached out to her, and she was like, yeah. And I was like, well, how many of these have you done? And she's like, this is my second. And I was like, what? And then I reached out to a couple more people, and these have close to 1,000 like concurrent viewers, like on their live streams on Twitch or on YouTube. And they're like, oh yeah, I'd love to do that. I've never done that before. And I'm just like, that's insane to me, because, and I'm benefiting from it, but you know,
That is, I would have thought a lot of people in the gaming community would be doing lives.
yeah, that's what I thought. I guess that just Twitch,
I guess they probably do more live streaming than probably like
they're always playing games. Yeah.
Yeah.
And in the just chatting section on Twitch is just them. It's not really anybody else. So there's not like that one-on-one interview going on, which is fine with me. I really like doing these, but
yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting. I didn't know how the resale community did it, but it sure seemed like when I joined your stream that a lot of people do lives.
Yeah, a lot of them that come into our chat, I've been talking to for about a year now, because that's when I really started taking YouTube serious. And I say serious, but you know, I've had my mental breaks where I disappeared for a couple months, which killed my channel. But I mean, at the end of the day, I needed to take care of myself because I was putting too much pressure on myself with YouTube and everything. But I know they do a lot of live auctions too on YouTube, and then have people pay them through PayPal, which once I get a big enough following, then I've thought about actually doing live auctions, because a lot of people show up for those.
That's cool.
It's, my thing is, I have a fear of them. What I consider is good Christmas stuff is them looking at like, what is this junk? Like, well, I don't want to buy it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it'd be so discouraging to have an auction and only like 2 or 3 of your things sell, because that's the only things that people wanted to buy. So
yeah,
it'd be awkward for me. So I'm kind of hesitant on that. But like I said, once I can build a big enough following, then that's something I'm going to look into for another revenue stream.
You would get used to it too once, and then I mean, you've got so many items you could put out a variety too.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that people would be interested in it, and even if you did just sell a couple, I mean, it's still a couple sales right there, and you're getting exposed.
Fear of doing the auction.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't be real comfortable doing that either. I'd have to do it.
Because you're interacting with them. So it's not like a high bid auction or something I've done in the past where, you know, you never see the person. You may have to interact with them when they come to pick up the stuff, but these people are talking to you, and I don't want to see a bunch of people start putting pass on everything I put up. And
yeah,
I don't know, maybe one day.
Yeah, I could totally see why that would be a little bit daunting. But all right, I'm going to ask you some questions now. So I got to talk about video games, and I know that you're a gamer, because that's all my channel is. So I have to discuss that. So I have so many memories of going over to your house with Jonathan and seeing you play like Madden 07 or something on the PS2. What type of games do you like to play today? Like, what is do you have a genre, or what are you playing right now?
So so overall, I like to, my wife and I actually game together online.
That's amazing.
So we do Call of Duty. We're addicted. We always thought online gaming was stupid until this past year, because I'm like, this is so dumb. Who online games? And then we tried Call of Duty, and we've not looked back. Like, why haven't we done this sooner?
Is it Warzone?
Do what?
Is it Warzone or Cold War, or what Call of Duty you play?
It's the newest one, the Cold War.
Cold War, yeah, I love Cold War. Yeah.
So we are addicted. We play almost every single night for a few hours.
That's awesome.
And I'm actually, not to go off subject, I'll come back real quick.
No, you're fine.
I'm actually going to start another YouTube channel. It's going to be NateyPie something, of course, but it's going to be for gaming. I'm going to record myself gaming and everything, because now I know a lot of people may not like it, but I'm very inappropriate. gaming against other people, but I'm going to just
I
be
think that's
myself.
like 95% of the gaming community. If you put a video game in front of them, they're gonna do that. I will be your first subscriber, 100% to
I
that
appreciate it.
channel.
Plus, I may
Yes,
have some questions for you on Twitch,
that
but
would be awesome.
but mostly, so if I'm gaming with my wife, we play a lot of like horror games, like Resident Evil. What was it? Days Gone. Is that what it's called? The zombie game.
Yeah, that sounds right. Wait, is
Yeah,
that the
we play a lot of
motorcycle
zombie
one?
games. I
Yes.
play alone. I play NBA 2K,
Mm-hmm.
Madden still. I play MLB The Show. Like I'm all into the sports
Yes.
games and building dynasties, even though I cheat sometimes. But I don't like to follow a salary cap.
I remember you making that comment on one of my videos that, yeah, I think I
I
was
just turn it
streaming.
off.
Yeah. No, I don't blame you. I over the years I've just gotten like kind of bored with it and I always want a challenge. So I'll play with my friend Lyle and he'll be like he'll want like a really good team and everything and I'm like, I want the Jaguars. Like I want somebody who's really bad that I can like build up into a powerhouse. But yeah, Madden's went downhill, hasn't it?
Oh, Madden sucks.
I don't know.
And I'm still a person that buys it every year.
Same.
Like I gripe about it, and then I'm
Yep.
like, "Oh, I'll never buy this next year." And the next year comes around, I'm like, "Well, I do want a new game."
Yeah, I mean, they could literally put out an update for the rosters and it'd be the same game at this point. But oh, Renee, thank you so much. Renee subscribed to you, Nate. And King
Oh, thank you,
said
Renee.
I played Cold War for a little bit. I love Cold War. I am a Treyarch Black Ops Call of Duty player. Like I Modern Warfare is okay, but I've never got into Warzone. I played it more for people who just wanted me to play. But
Yeah,
Cold War to me is fantastic because they basically just polished the original Black Ops. But but
and
yeah,
like, do you do online gaming? I'm assuming
yeah,
with other people. Okay,
yep. So
and they
zombies
keep
and
like
multiplayer.
updating the maps and stuff like that, and it's just like you don't get that value with any other game because they
No.
don't. Because any other game, they're like, you know what? Let's just wait till the next year and then charge them another $60 or whatever a
Yep.
game costs anymore.
Especially sports games. Once you get the
Yeah,
sports game, like that's it for the year. And it's cool. Like, do you play GTA 5? Did you play it?
yeah. My
I
wife makes fun of
love.
me for playing
I
it,
want
but
you to stream GTA 5 because that'd be hilarious.
well,
But
so I'm getting. So we got my daughter a gaming computer
mhm,
because we have the Vive headset. I don't know if you've heard of that.
I don't think I have.
Um, it's
Sounds
it's a
fancy.
VR set, of course, but
Oh yeah, yeah.
it's pretty awesome. And
That
we got her a gaming laptop for Christmas because the guy at Best Buy was like, "Oh yeah, get this laptop. You can hook up your Vive to it," and you couldn't. You had to have a actual gaming desktop.
oh
So
my
we had to
gosh.
wait for it. So for her birthday, we got her a gaming desktop computer, and now I want one because
Oh
I want to put
yeah.
it down here. And this summer, that's why I'm going to buy it so I can do online gaming on a separate channel.
That sounds awesome. Yeah, I've not tried VR, but I want to. I've always
Oh,
wanted
it
to.
is awesome.
Part of the problem is I'm like an Xbox guy, and obviously PlayStation's unless you go outside and get like the independent brands of VR. But
Oh, the Vive is independent. It's not.
okay,
It goes through. I'm terrible. Is it Steam? Is it Steam?
Steam, yeah,
Yeah, they go. You get all your games downloaded from there, so it's completely separate. It has nothing to do with PlayStation or Xbox because I know how much you hate PlayStation. I love PlayStation. I hate Xbox, so it's okay.
no, I don't hate PlayStation. I don't. I actually have a PS4, and I will get a PS5. I'm just Team Xbox, but I totally get why people love PlayStation. Like the games are better. I know. I hate to admit it, but I know. Renee said, "What do you guys think about Treyarch and Sledgehammer working together on zombies for the next Call of Duty?" I didn't even know that, Renee. I didn't know that was I. There's a Call of Duty coming out this year, right? Like,
I think so.
I'm pretty sure. I didn't even know it was going to have zombies, but I knew Treyarch was done because they kind of like rotate. around between Treyarch, Sledgehammer, and Infinity Ward, or they did. But so what type of multiplayer do you play? Zombies, Nate?
Are you talking about for Call of Duty?
Yes.
We tried, but I feel like we need a direct because we play off the PS4. Because of course I tried to buy a PS5 and everyone was either
Oh, it's awful.
I was going to pay up to I made an offer to an old friend of mine for $850. I know that's crazy. Made an offer to him. He goes, well, I got someone else interested, but he's going to give me. I think he ended up selling it for $1,100. And I go, and this was around Christmas because I really wanted to get my daughter one because it was a game system that we would all be playing anyways.
Yeah.
So it's like a family gift. And I told him, I'm like, I will only go $850, maybe $900 if you can't sell it. And he goes, it's tempting, but this other person offered me $1,200, and I'm just like,
oh my gosh.
He never messaged me, so I'm like, all right. The guy never showed up, so I messaged him. He goes, well, I settled for $1,100. I'm like, well, I don't blame you.
Yeah, it's hard to fault him at that.
But now I'm like, I'm just gonna wait. I'm not even gonna mess with it.
That's the problem, though, is like there's not really a light at the end of the tunnel for these things. Like nobody knows when it's gonna actually be accessible to buy one.
I think it will be either I was wanting to say the end of the year, but I have my doubts on that.
I do
I think
too.
it's going to be next year until it becomes readily available for everyone.
Yeah, which is
and
insane.
then we had trouble. To go back to your question, sorry, I kind of go on tangent.
No.
But I think we have a problem because we cannot. So our router's on the third floor for our internet, so we cannot hook up directly to our PlayStation. So when we try to do the zombies, it works for a while, and then it starts having its glitches where I think it's because we're on wireless and not directly routed into the PlayStation, which we don't have that trouble with the gaming desktop. It's just with because it has wireless too, and we use that. It's just with the PS4 for some reason.
Yeah, the computer probably has a much better Wi-Fi chip in it than the PS4. I've not played Wi-Fi on a console in a long time because I had so many issues. But how does it do on multiplayer though?
Oh, it does great. Like we had this annoying glitch, and I don't know. I'm thinking it was with Call of Duty server and not us because
probably
we would get done with the round, and if you did not exit the game completely, you would start and all your players would be gone, and it'd be a bunch of guns running around.
Yeah, that's a Call of Duty glitch for sure.
So it looks like they fixed it because the last few days we've been playing to where we have not had to exit the game, which it doesn't take long to load. It's just annoying because if you do find a group that's hilarious to listen to while they're playing, and then you lose them right away. So
right. Yeah. Renee said next year Call of Duty World War II Vanguard. Okay, so a World War II game.
I wish Call of Duty would actually, you know how you can do the campaign mode?
Yeah.
I wish their game was bigger. Because I understand they're probably gearing it every single season for the online, the multiplayer.
Right.
But I just wish the campaign mode was like much longer because it's like 5 or 6 missions and then you're done.
Pretty much. Yeah. And one year, Black Ops 3, they didn't even have a campaign. So it's really been put way down on the list. And I heard that Cold War had a really good one, but I didn't play it. I've not played it yet.
Yeah, I thought it was we thought it was awesome, and then it ended, and it's like, well, I guess we can try online, and then that's when it happened, and now we don't go a day without playing online.
That's awesome. Yeah, I wish they would too. I think there's just so many people that play online, and Zombies has jumped around a lot too. It only used to be a Treyarch thing, so like the Black Ops games, but now it's in every game. So I don't know, a World War II game. And that's the thing too, with them coming out each year, it's just kind of like they're exhausting certain things, and I think Zombies is one of those things they're exhausting now because you can only do so much in these games without just putting out the same content. I'd be fine if they took a year off without doing zombies or do something else. Like Call of Duty Ghosts. I don't know if you remember that several years ago.
I heard of it. We never played that one, I don't think.
So they didn't have zombies. They had a mode where you fight aliens. And I thought
Oh,
it
that's
was pretty
cool.
cool. Yeah, it was different. It was really, really hard, but I thought it was really cool, and it was almost like a campaign because the story was so like centric in it, and I'd be fine with that if they did something else. Like just don't like ruin zombies because you put it out every year, but it sounds like they're going to.
I
Um,
mean, every game, if you think about it now, like everyone has overdone the zombie thing. Like
yeah,
TV shows, movies. Like I'm all for a good zombie game. That's why I love Days Gone because it was all. It's an open world game.
yeah,
But and I mean they had swarms, so you could literally get stuck in a swarm, and it's quite terrifying.
that's cool. I
Like
I
those are the
downloaded
type of
that
zombie
game.
games I love. I don't like ones where they're which maybe I'm lame, but where it's like a mutated beast that's hard to kill or something. Maybe
Yeah.
I'm a lazy gamer at times, but
No, I completely agree. Then it's not a zombie anymore to me. I feel like a zombie is like a human. It's
yeah.
undead, period. Like, leave it at that. And then Resident Evil just goes off the wall with some of their
Oh,
crazy stuff,
it gets ridiculous.
which
Like
is
we
fine. They
love
could,
Resident Evil, but it
yeah, they
gets
can, they
ridiculous.
can do that. It's different, whatever. Like, the movies were the same way. Like, what? That's fine if you want to be all weird and gross. But in Call of Duty, we're talking about dead soldiers here, not mutated gorilla beasts. But
Yeah, yeah. Well, did you ever play the game? What was it? The Last of Us.
yeah, I did.
Like theirs was cool, but I also hated it because it got so hard at times.
Yeah,
And it's like, come on, I'm
same.
shooting this thing in the head. I don't know how many times.
Yeah,
Which I
I
know
did
it's
not
not
finish it.
realistic, but it's like I'm
Right.
shooting the beast in the head. Why is it not
Yeah,
done?
yeah, same. I did not finish that game, but it was fun. That was a really good game. I didn't play the second one, but there was a lot of controversy behind that one too, like everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you play Call of Duty, GTA. When's the last time you played GTA?
It's been a while because I have a problem, man. With GTA, I don't like doing the missions.
Yeah.
I enjoy just going around and creating chaos. But
I think
what
everybody
I'm
does.
going to do, I am going to get it again for I think I heard they're working on another one supposedly.
They are. Yeah, they are working on another one.
So I'm looking forward to that. My wife always tells me because it's such a trashy game. I'm like I don't care. Like I love the
It
but I'm
it
gonna get it
is.
because I want to play that online with other players. Because have you seen where people do GTA role playing?
Yes, I've wanted to do that since the day I saw it. And I reached out to somebody on Facebook because I joined a group and they swarmed me when I was like, "Hey, I want to join a roleplay server." And I had all these people comment, "Oh, join this, join this." So I joined a Discord and this guy was like, "Hey man, do you want an interview?" And I'm like, "Wait, an interview?" I was like, "For a job?" And they're like, "No, no, for the GTA roleplay server." And I was like, "I have to interview for that?"
Oh, they're that serious?
Yeah. And this was not a very big one either. So it was like,
Wow.
must be a normal thing, I guess. But so yeah, I'm gonna try to get into that. Is that what you're planning on doing?
Yeah, because I watch a lot of videos. I don't know if you ever get on TikTok and watch the guys where they're
Yep.
doing hilarious things, and it's just like, um, it just cracks me up because I'm like, it's weird. I guess it's not weird because I can sit there and play, a game for hours,
Yeah.
but it's weird that people like just have like jobs. Like
Right.
they're either a cop or they're like a bus driver. I've seen on some of them. I'm
Yeah.
just like, what is this?
You remember the game Second Life on computer years and
Yeah,
years
yeah,
ago? I mean, that's what it is. Second
it is.
Life. It's amazing.
And then
I
you get
love how
arrested, and
yeah, they asked me, the person that I talked to was like, we have a few openings for EMS, firefighter, and something else. And I was like, I don't want to be a firefighter because, like, how often does a fire happen? You know, you just sit around like the fire station and
And
like,
how
what do
do
you
you get a
do?
bunch of money in GTA being a firefighter? Like,
I
come
don't,
on.
yeah, like I'll be an EMS, like everybody wrecks, so I'll just go do that. But yeah, half the streamers I follow on Twitch do role play on GTA. I love it.
I'm gonna have to start following some of them because I
Yes.
created a Twitch account and then I realized that I need to separate my reselling from my gaming because I was gonna do
Yeah.
reselling on Twitch because I talked to you about it a little bit, but I'm
Yeah.
like I really want to get into the gaming part of it too because, like I
Right.
said, I'm inappropriate. My wife thinks I'm funny. Like other people think I'm funny because
Yeah.
just say what goes on in my head. But we'll see how that translates into people
Oh, I'm
watching.
excited about this. I'm gonna keep
I
pushing
don't
you
know,
on
man.
that.
You
I'm
may regret
excited.
it.
No, not at all. Especially if you join a roleplay server. I will. Oh my gosh.
What we should do though, because like I said, I'm hoping like maybe end of June, early July, if not sooner, that I can get a gaming desktop,
Yeah.
and we should join the same role playing server because
Let's
that would
do
be
it.
hilarious.
Let's be on the same EMS team or something. I actually bought a gaming laptop this past Christmas.
Oh,
There's an
awesome!
incredible deal at Walmart, and then I got my aunt. She works there. I got her discount. So it was like a $1,200 laptop, and I got it for 800 after
Oh, that's
tax.
awesome.
And so I am ready to go. Like I am ready to hop in and fire it up. I've ran a few things on it, but not a whole lot. But it's pretty cool. So GTA is going to be a beast to
What
run.
brand is your laptop?
So it is an Acer, um, which I was
That's what we got my
shocked.
daughter.
Was it? I didn't even know Acer made gaming laptops, but
Me
I
either.
have a tech buddy who knows an unbelievable amount about technology in general. And I was like, hey, I want a gaming laptop. Find me one. I'm gonna buy it. Like I trust him. And he found this one and he went over all the specs with me. I didn't no idea what he was talking about. And I was like, all right, I'll buy it. So it's been cool. Like, and it's what you said you're gonna buy it in June.
Yeah, that's what I'm shooting for is June because I know they had them for sale, and it's. I mean, I'm not looking for something that's crazy high powered, and a couple people that I'm friends with, I work with her, but they helped us buy my daughter's desktop because I mean that's what they do. They do gaming, and
Yeah,
they build their own computers. So they're like, if you're not wanting, because parts are hard to find because
yeah.
everyone's built like mining for Bitcoin now. So all
Oh,
the, I mean, like,
yeah, that makes sense.
and if you do find parts, they're expensive. So we found a very affordable gaming desktop, and that's all it is. It came with the keyboard, mouse, and then the
Hmm.
tower. But I want to find one of those, and then I want to get this started. So
Yes.
I'm hoping around June that I can do it because I know it's going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to be interesting at least. Even if no one watches me, I'm going to have fun doing it.
Yeah, absolutely. The roleplay server, I'm gonna stream that too. And I'm thinking about transitioning off of Twitch. I've been streaming on Twitch for about 5 years and I've not it's just so hard to grow. The way that Twitch is set up nowadays, you have to have some type of outside community, and like you can kind of transition to Twitch if you're already like big on Instagram or TikTok or something. But if you're trying to like grow from the ground up on Twitch, they make it really, really hard. So I'm thinking maybe Facebook or YouTube is what I'll probably go to start streaming. Um,
So you would suggest just maybe sticking to YouTube then?
I will never support Twitch. That's for
Oh,
sure.
okay.
I've been an affiliate for 5 years, and I'm not even close to being partnered. And affiliate is like you have a subscriber button, but until you're partnered, it's anybody can be an affiliate.
Well, because
So
that's what I was worried about is trying to learn Twitch
yeah,
because I just feel like I'm starting to learn like the analytics and everything of YouTube,
yeah,
and and then it's like, man, this is kind of daunting because like I said, I created the account, got in there, looked around,
Mm-hmm.
and probably the last live stream I was in on yours, I haven't been there since.
Yeah.
Just because Twitch is kind of, I don't know. I guess it was kind of intimidating to me because I'm just now learning YouTube. Do I really want to
Yeah,
switch a platform?
and that's the thing too. You're building up a community on YouTube the way it is, and I feel like, especially for you, a lot of people. I bet you a lot of people in the resale community probably game. So if you're building up your gaming channel and you're like, hey, I've got this. You mentioned it on Trinkets and Doodads. You right there, people aren't going to want to download another app, on Twitch, because I'd say
Yeah.
not everybody has Twitch, but everybody has YouTube. So all they have to do is click on your link and subscribe to you, and you're pretty much already setting yourself up with that. With Twitch, I've had a lot of people that are just like, no, I deleted Twitch. I don't use it anymore. And it's like, I don't blame you. Like, I think there's a lot wrong with Twitch. And now it's hot tub streamers controlling Twitch. Have you heard about that? It is like, so for some reason, all these girls on Twitch are they do in the just chatting section, because that's the section, they just get in a hot tub and turn a camera on and talk to people. And like, that's it. And it is ruling Twitch. Like, that is where all the viewers are going. And Twitch is like, yeah, we're looking into it, but we're not really finding anything wrong with it. And I'm like, all right, what happened? Like, what happened to this site? So
that's annoying.
Yeah, I mean,
you're saying I need to go buy one of those cheap hot tubs from Walmart.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Just start streaming.
That's exactly what I'm saying. It's just a hot tub. That's all. It's not the hot girl in it. It's just the hot tub. So yeah, I don't back Twitch at all. And that's the other thing. I mean, after 5 years, you would think that I would be somewhat close, but
yeah,
I don't know. Facebook's another easy one because everybody and your brother has a Facebook, so they can literally be scrolling down their feed and watch your video at the same time. So
see, I've noticed that where if I scroll, I never get on Facebook other than to either look for something to buy or to sell something.
You're a smart person.
And I unfollowed a lot of people and unfriended a lot of people because I just got tired of people's drama.
That's all it is.
And I'm on there for, I have all these news places I follow, and then I have all these, basically Facebook Marketplace is what I use it for.
Yeah.
So when I'm scrolling sometimes, gaming channels that are live pop up for like GTA and stuff, and it's like, they know.
It's like they're listening.
Yeah.
I've had that happen too. That's kind of creepy because like you'll be talking about something or somebody else will bring it up on your phone and then you'll see an ad for it. I hate that. That always bothers me. But yeah,
it used to bother me, and I'm like, if someone's spying on me, they're going to be so bored.
They're following NateyPie's Trinkets and Doodads.
Yeah,
that's
like,
not
maybe I'll turn them into a subscriber.
There you go. The FBI subscribe. So where did NateyPie's Trinkets and Doodads come from? Where did the name come from?
So NateyPie. So my daughter used to. So I came into her life when she was about to turn 2. Yeah. And ever since she never called me Nate or anything like that. She called me NateyPie. And so that stuck. And even now to this day, she calls me NateyPie.
That is awesome.
And so it stuck. And then I'm like, I'd always joke around when I went to a yard sale. I'm like, I'm looking for trinkets and doodads. And then I'm like, when I decided to create my eBay business, I'm like, I'm going to use NateyPie because that, it's special to me because it's something
it's unique.
Yeah. And I go, trinkets and doodads. And then everyone that comments about my name, they're like, we love your name. How did you come up with it? I'm like, it's kind of simple because my daughter called me NateyPie, and then I was always being stupid going, I'm going to find me a bunch of trinkets and doodads. And I'm like, why not put them together? So
where did you hear that phrase from? Trinkets and doodads. Where did you get that?
I just did it.
You just
made a lot of dumb, random stuff.
It sounds like something from like the 1930s, like trinkets and doodads. I love it. I think it's great. That's
Well,
a
because a
pretty
lot
awesome
of
thing.
times when I first started buying in large lots,
Yeah.
even now, like you never know what you're going to get in these boxes,
No, it's true.
and that's one thing my wife enjoys doing with me is going through them because you're
Hmm.
like, why did this person collect this or whatever? So it's always like, I wonder what kind of trinkets and doodads I'm going to find in here, and
That should be like your slogan, like when you do like an unboxing video or something. Like that you have to say that before you unbox it.
I've actually thought about that because this summer I'm hoping to be able to do more videos on because like United Country auctions up here, they
Mhm.
actually like that's where I got my Christmas lot for $25,
Oh
and it
wow.
was an entire closet, and they're like, no, you take it all, and I'm just like, what?
That's
So those are
insane.
the type of estate sales that I love where I don't even know what's in every box. I just
Yeah.
know I can see a few items, and that's the thing you want to do, and that's one thing I try to do is I try to look for a couple items that I'm going to make my money back on, and then everything else is a bonus.
Right.
And I mean, that's the point. When people look at a bunch of Christmas decorations sitting over there, they're like, "Well, that's a bunch of junk," and I can see the treasure in those, doodads. So,
Yeah. That reminds me, I used to watch Storage Wars. And it was
oh
like,
god,
yeah, that was really dumb show, but it's kind of neat to look. I know they planted stuff and all that, but like it was neat how they would look for certain things, and then you could never see everything. But are you thinking about doing unboxing videos, like
oh yeah.
regularly?
I once I can. So I was getting lots from Wholesale Ninjas, which I know I did
Yeah.
a 2 or 3 videos on. I can't remember now.
Hmm.
But the problem with that is, which I've made a ton of money off of it, but it's so competitive with makeup. So I'm having to sell some lipstick and stuff, which who knew who if you would have asked me if I knew anything about makeup a year ago, I'd be like, what are you talking about? Now I can tell you what shades work well and all this crap. It's stupid.
Hey,
But
your wife appreciates that.
oh yeah,
That's
she loves going through it because I let her pick out like she's always like, well, just make sure you don't give me anything that you can sell. And I'm like, well, I already know the stuff I can sell, and then if I have extras, just take it. So she loves all like the beauty
yeah,
products and stuff.
right.
But my big thing with that is like some of the stuff I have to sell with free shipping because
Mm,
everyone else is selling with free shipping, and no one will
right.
buy it if you don't. So I'm only making like $2 or $3 on some of the stuff, and like it's a good base for the business on some of the higher end items. But once those higher end items sell, like right now, I have mostly fake eyelashes and lipstick, which they're selling, but the profit margin is not there that I
Yeah,
want to see. So
right.
I mean, I can see myself getting away from that because with like estate auctions and stuff, I'll buy an entire trailer full of item like boxes they have laid out for like
Hmm.
$10. And to me, I would rather have that volume of random stuff than a bunch of cosmetics and stuff coming in, which I'll still buy a box every once in a while, but
Hmm.
I'm going to try to stay away from making that like I don't know what you call it, like my I don't want that to be my bread and butter items
Yeah.
because it's really hard once you get through those first few because they're not going to give you a whole box of high end cosmetics, and then that's bad business for them.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. Um, yeah, that's really interesting. So you're still gonna buy from Wholesale Ninja, you think?
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy it because what I think is stupid because there were there were some oils that I got with
Hmm.
like it was like real plant stuff at the bottom of them, and I was able to sell those for $30 a piece for a
Whoa,
bottle like this big.
that is insane.
So I had like 4 or 5 of those. I gave one to my wife, and then I sold the rest. And then all the other higher end items paid for the box, and everything else was bonus. But I just don't like having to have free shipping
Yeah,
on a profit margin where I'm only going to make $2 or $3 if that. So
yeah. You'd have to sell a lot of them to make up for that.
yeah,
Hmm. Um, Do you ever sell any video games?
I do. I will usually, if I go to a garage sale or something, I will ask what they want for all their video games, even if there's what I call them. You know, you have those group of turds that you don't want to buy, but
Right.
I include them with everything else because I want to show them that I'm serious. And then you just got those people that will not negotiate because a lot of times
Yeah.
I won't pay more than $1 for a game
Wow.
because I know you're like, what?
I mean,
Unless it's
that's
something
a
that I
steal.
know is worth a lot, but
Yeah.
I'll usually offer them. I'll be like, you got 15 games there. Will you take um, $10 for? And they'll be like, well, no. And I'm like, will you take 15? They're like, well, I want $3 a piece. And I'm like, and then at that point, I'm like, I'll give you $20 for 15 games.
Mm.
And then I play this game. If they still say no, I just tell them like, well, I can't do that and walk away and hope they call me back.
Yeah.
I've been called on my bluff a few times where they just don't do anything, and
Yeah.
I'm like, dang it, like this. Um, what was it? I bought. I want to say the last video game deal I got. I think I got 10 video games. I ended up paying. I did not like it, which I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but I paid $20 for 10, which is still only two
That's
dollars a
good.
piece.
That's
But
really
there
good.
was some games in there that were only worth $5 or $6.
Right.
So it's like, you know, I gotta suck it up sometimes to get the games that I want. But
Right. Yeah. It's crazy. And some games are so valuable and others are literally worth nothing. But
yeah,
um something pretty cool, like so the Pokemon community is completely blown up over COVID,
yeah,
like everything Pokemon. And so years ago, my brother got me this Nintendo DS game called Pokemon Soul Silver. And I looked up the other day because I still have the box. I have everything, which was pretty weird for me. I never kept the box like growing up and stuff. And I looked and I have a database that I look at, and that game is worth like $330 complete right
wow.
now. And I told my brother that, and he's like, "Yeah, I didn't mean to give that to you. Actually, that was that was supposed to be mine." But it's just insane to me how some games have just completely blown up. What's the biggest sale that you've made selling a video game?
Oh, it's not a lot because you have to. I mean, you
It's
by the
hard.
time, yeah, and by the time I get to a lot of garage sales, one they're either asking way too much, or two they've already been picked over.
Right.
But I want to say the most I've ever made on a game was probably $50. I'm trying to think.
That's
It
really
was on a
good.
PS1 game, which I was
One of
completely
those.
shocked. I got all these games, and I was selling them for I think like anywhere between $10 to $15 a piece, and I only paid maybe $15, something like that, because I got them for 50 cents a piece.
Wow.
And I forget. I wish I knew what the game was called.
There's so many like obscure PS1 games out there.
Yeah, and I did not even think it was going to be worth anything. And then
Hmm.
I did not have the case either. It was just in a CD, like one of those generic CD
Right.
cases. But if I would have had the case, it would have been 100 and some dollars.
Oh my
But
gosh.
I'm just like, I can't complain because I didn't even know it was worth anything. Because half the time I'll buy, like I said, I'll buy the whole lot
Yeah.
just because I can get a better deal that way instead of trying to buy them individually from someone.
Right. It's amazing how much the price goes up with when it's complete, like the case and the manual. I cannot believe how much that affects the price.
Or if you think about it, there's some people that make a ton of money just selling the cases or the manuals.
Yeah.
And that's why I
Yeah.
tell people, I'm like, even if you're at a garage sale and you see, they have manuals to games or whatever,
Yeah.
even if it's like in a box for free, take it
Yeah.
because sometimes people are looking for that because they want it to put it with their game, which I don't know why, because I would never, I don't care.
Yeah.
But some
Collectors are
people
all
do.
about complete in box. That is like their
Yeah.
big thing. Um, yeah, absolutely. I was gonna say something and I totally lost it. Oh, I got it. My brother bought me an original Xbox for my birthday because I was getting a bunch of original Xbox games and I didn't have an Xbox, so I couldn't test them. And I wanted one, but he got it for me, and the guy shipped it in a PS3 box. And it was kind of weird why he chose that, but and it ended up being like I turned it on and literal smoke, like smoke shot out of it. It was awful. Like he ended up, the guy gave him like a refund or something, and he got to keep it because it was so bad. I couldn't even play it because it was like,
Oh, I think you messaged me asking what you
yeah,
would
yeah,
do.
I
Yeah,
did,
yeah.
I did. It was that one. But I looked up online, and the PS3 box by itself was going for like $60, and I was like, he shipped
Did you
it.
sell it?
I haven't yet. My brother wanted me to sell the Xbox for him, and I've not even got around to it. But I was like, if you don't mind, I'm gonna keep that box. And he's like, yeah, go ahead. So I probably will sell it, but it's insane to me, like how much that impacts the price. Just the weirdest stuff.
Like, because
What's
it's stuff that I would never buy.
yeah,
So I'm just like, why? Why in your right mind would someone pay $60 for a box?
yeah. It's not practical at all because I mean, if you think about it too, I had a lot of friends that would throw the cases away the second they got the game and then put the disc in like a sleeve thing. It's just like, just to save space because cases do take up a lot of space.
Now
But
I did keep all my cases because I always resold my games.
same,
I've al-
yep,
I've always done that. I'm like,
same here.
I'm gonna make some money off of them. Except for like during the pandemic, we bought some digital games, so it
Yeah,
kind of sucks after playing them because it's like, well, I can't sell this.
I know. You have to really, for me, I have to really like it and know that I would never sell it to buy it digital.
Yeah.
But my friend Lyle, and he could be watching right now, but he buys digital and we game share. So I get to play everything that he
That's
buys.
awesome.
So I'm like, I never try to egg him on to buy something, but if he does, I'm like, that's pretty cool. So I try around Christmas time to buy something that he likes. But yeah, digitally, and we're going towards a digital age in gaming too. So I feel like that's also going to bolster the prices of these old physical copies of
Oh yeah.
games. So I don't like it. I don't like just digital. And the digital consoles, like the PS5, they have the digital version or it doesn't even have a disc drive. I don't like it.
There's too much that goes wrong because, like, I bought the Jurassic Park game where you build your own park,
Yeah. Yeah, that's a
and
really cool game.
I kept getting an error, and PlayStation's like, "Well, there's nothing on our end." I'm like, "It has to be because it's saying error from the game," and they're like, "Well, call this number," and then no one ever fixed it for me, and I had the same problem with what's it called? It's the Tycoon, not Tycoon. What's the one where you're like a dictator of your own country?
Civilization?
No, not that one. You're like El Presidente. That's what they call you.
I don't think
Oh,
I've played that one.
I gotta find the name for you real quick.
But it's like a I don't even know what type of games those are called. I love Civilization. Those are so much fun.
Oh, Tropico.
Okay, I've heard of that. I've never played it, but I've heard of it.
I love it, and I'm boring. I don't play on a challenge. I do sandbox mode because I want to
Yeah,
be able to have access to everything.
right.
And I kept getting another error on it, so I would lose hours and days of progress. And finally, I just quit playing it. And I told my wife, I'm like, you know what? Next time, I'm just going to buy the hard disk because I never have trouble with those.
Right.
And
Yeah,
that's
and
my
that's
fear. I'm like, they're going to one day, and you know it, it's going to be like the PS6 or 7, it's going to be all digital. And then they're still not going to be addressing the issues with the games.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's not like you can return the disc or try to wipe the disc off if it's having trouble or whatever.
Exactly.
That's one real issue with digital. But hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully they don't go all digital. I think from a collector standpoint, they would fight it too, for sure. So what is your favorite game of all time? And I ask this question every single interview, but if you had, I like to rephrase it. So if you had to pick a game that only one game that you could play the rest of your life, what would it be? It's a very hard
Oh,
question.
man, that is
Yeah,
tough.
you had to pick
Well,
one, and
I'm
it could be
lame.
like just right now, you're into it, whatever.
I don't know. I'm lame. I would go back to the NCAA football game.
Yes. Oh
Or
yeah.
see, I'm torn because I loved the March Madness game too.
Yeah.
Because I loved building empires or programs. I would start with the smallest
Empires.
program so I could get job offers like it was like real life.
Yeah.
And that's one I would always go back to. I'd have to go with probably the football one, but that is one I would play. If that's the only game I could play, that would be it. Like
Which one would you pick? 14?
I would go back to the latest one, which was 14, I
Yeah.
think.
And that game's
Because
worth like $100 right now.
yeah, and if you think about it, anyone that's holding on to these games, think about this: when that next NCAA game that's going to drop in the next couple years happens, the value of that game's going to tank.
That's what I was thinking because I have it. I have 14, and I
Corey.
am not sure what to do because I don't know like exactly how the new game's going to be because they have the whole issue with player likeness and all that, and it. I
Well,
mean, it could.
I think that's not going to be an issue because it looks like the NCAA is moving to where they're going to actually allow the players to use their names and get
Oh
paid.
wow. Well, yeah, that'd be a lot
That's
better.
something you got to think about because I know California and I forget what other states passed the bill to where it will allow college players to collect on their likeness.
Wow.
So that's something to think about on that game, man. Because I'm telling you right now, and I could be wrong, but I just think when the next NCAA game comes out, the value of the 14 game is going to tank, and a lot of people are going to be upset.
It's already went down a little bit, so I do have it complete in box, and it's at $80 right now.
So it has went down then.
It's went down, and it's probably because the college football season ended. I think it always shoots up around the time that it starts because people get in that mood. But I know
you got to think towards the end of the season too. There was a lot of discussions about. Well, one EA Sports talked about, hey, we are going to make a game in a year or two. So I think that's what brought it down a little bit because then everyone's like, why spend all the money on the 14 game when I can just wait for the new one to come out?
Yeah.
Because did you play the newest Madden?
Yeah.
So I mean, going back to where you could play as a college player was awesome.
Yeah, it really was.
It's like, why are you teasing us? Like,
yeah,
I need this game back.
And that's the thing, even at its bare bones, because all they did was basically reskin the teams from Madden to make them college. Even at that, it's still probably better than 14.
Because you have the bands playing, and it's just
the graphics
awesome.
are obviously a lot better.
Yeah.
I definitely would sell it. I'm not attached to it enough that I definitely would sell it. I think 13 was really cool. That's when they had that Heisman mode where you could play as like Barry Sanders or RG3 or all that. I thought that was really cool. That game's, for some reason, it's not worth that much. But I'll have to keep an eye on that one for sure. So you just play PS4? Like, do you play PC or any other type of?
No, the way our setup for the PC is, it's kind of awkward. It's only like Vive friendly because there's not a desk upstairs or on our main floor or anything like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So the keyboard and mouse is on the entertainment center with the TV.
Gotcha.
And the main reason we got that was for the Vive only because we needed a powerful computer that could handle the graphics and everything. So
right. You should just
when I get my PC, I'll probably buy a lot more games PC, just one to play online. I know a lot of times the graphics are better, supposedly, I think, than PS4.
Yeah, they are. I've definitely noticed on some of the games I played, it's incredible what they look like. But that's cool. Yeah, I think you will really get into Steam. PC games are so cheap too. Yeah. Like, I bought a Humble Bundle deal, which is what I do my giveaways for, because I got like 40 Steam codes of like 40 different PC games for like $30.
Oh wow!
And yeah, all these, and they're not like super old or anything. There's pretty popular ones, but I think you'll really like that. I can't wait to see your gaming channel. That's gonna be cool.
You may regret it. I'm just telling you.
I will not regret it. I have no regrets. I thought about doing a second sports channel. I actually started it, but I never went anywhere with it. But I've definitely thought about doing that as well because this channel, nobody likes sports. That's like a subscriber to me. Like,
Yeah.
they are not into that. So I
Are you
think
talking about like a sports gaming or just sports general?
just sports in general. Yeah,
That'd be
sports
cool.
talk. Yeah,
Hey, if you end up doing it, I'd love to be a guest on it because
sounds
I live
good.
and breathe sports 24/7.
Well, you could be my baseball guy because I don't follow enough baseball. You're a big Cubs fan, so
Oh, dude, baseball's the greatest sport ever. I know you can say it,
I would rely on you for that information. I do love Albert Pujols, and I saw he got released and is going to the Dodgers. I did see that, so
yeah,
I guess I
he's
have to
not.
root for the
He's not
Dodgers.
really 38 or whatever he says he is.
He's not 38.
No. There was speculation when he came up because remember when he first came up with the Cardinals, he was like 20, 21 years old.
Yeah,
And I mean, he came out like hitting 30 home runs, and he was a man at that time, dude. And a lot of people think he's probably 5 years older or more than what he actually is
really.
because a lot of like Latin players and like back in the day would lie about their age
Yeah,
to get in, which
right,
I mean, who wouldn't to
right.
get to get signed to change your family's life forever? I mean,
Yeah,
look how it worked out for him.
yeah.
his kids, grandkids will never have to work. So
No.
and because I don't know if you remember Miguel Tejada,
Yeah, I
he
do.
actually got caught lying, so he was like 2 or 3 years older than what he actually was.
Oh my gosh.
So that's why I think you've seen such a decline on Pujols because I think he's 45 years old or maybe a little older.
That's insane.
Which
That
I
makes
mean, I think
sense.
he should come clean, but I don't think he ever will.
Yeah, it
Because
does
it's not
make
like you're going
sense.
to be barred from baseball forever. It's just I just want to know to see if I'm right.
Right. I remember that crazy contract he got with Anaheim. That
And
was
then
insane.
he has a 10-year contract now, right? For $1 million a year.
When did he sign that?
No, he it was part of his original deal. So whenever he's done playing with the Angels, he still has a 10-year
Oh
contract
my
for $1
gosh.
million a year, basically as some kind of specialist or some kind of made
Oh,
up
okay.
title.
Yeah.
And I'm just
That
like, that is genius. But I'm like, why did you think you were going to need this after the huge contracts you've had?
yeah, that's kind of greedy. But baseball contracts are so weird compared to football and
Because it's
basketball.
all guaranteed. Like
Yeah.
you sign that. I mean, that's why the Cubs are stuck with Jason Hayward. I mean,
Oh
it's all
yeah.
guaranteed.
Right. Yeah. I remember they still talk about that Mets player who signed a deal back in like the
Bobby Bonilla,
90s.
yeah.
He's still getting paid today.
He'll get paid till sometime in the 2030s, $1 million a year. Like he is genius.
I
The guy
cannot
was
believe
his agent or him, whoever decided they did that was genius.
he was a genius and somebody else was a moron because I don't know who would agree to that. Like,
Well,
and think that
I'm
was
assuming
good.
you know, but you know who Max Scherzer is, right?
Yeah, for
He
the
has a
Nationals or whatever.
Yeah, he has a backloaded contract that's going to
Huh.
pay him until I want to say close to 50 years old.
Do they just want him bad enough that they're like, we'll do whatever you want? Or like,
Well,
what
because
is.
you got to think of it this way: when you're able to backload the contract, or I guess really not backload it, but push out some of that money, you
Mhm.
can afford other players with them now, and then you'll just be paying him say $5-10 million a year when he's probably not going to be playing for you anymore. Because
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see him
So
pitching at 45, 50 years old.
so they just get paid less during their time with the team. Is that how?
Yeah, a little less. I mean, he's still making around $20 million, but
Yeah.
more.
Hmm.
I mean,
That's interesting.
it's a genius move by the players. The
Right.
organization, if they're trying to win now, you push that money back, and then you can add other players around them.
Right.
But it's going to cost you in the long run, which I would not want to be paying a pitcher till
It's
he's
a lot
45
of
years old
dead
because
cap.
he's not going to be pitching.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Hey, Mr. Mouse, officially, thank you for joining the chat. Um, but yeah, definitely will come to you for baseball talk. That'd be fun because I feel like I know a little bit. I've never had a team. My grandpa used to love the Cardinals. My great grandpa and my grandpa got to watch Stan Musial hit
Yeah,
two home runs when he went and saw him play. So like I've always kind of liked the Cardinals, but
that's unfortunate.
I know mainly Albert Pujols. I did go to a Cardinals game and got to see Albert Pujols hit a home run too,
So,
but once he left,
so Jonathan and I it was our second ever game at Wrigley,
mhm.
and the Cubs we were trashed that year. So it was the last game of the year. We got tickets where we're like 2 or 3 rows from the field, and this is
Mhm.
before they renovated anything. And Pujols was still playing for the Cardinals, and in the first inning, he hits because I think Pujols was always one of my favorite players.
Yeah.
And he hits a 3-run home run to put him up 4-0 in the first.
Oh my
And
gosh.
me and Jonathan's like, yeah, not even thinking about it. And then we're like, wait a minute, this sucks.
You have your
I
Cubs
mean, it was
jerseys
pretty cool
on.
getting to see one of his home runs.
That is cool. Yeah. Yeah, that was definitely neat. I got to see him homer and I got to see Ken Griffey Jr. homer when he
Oh,
played for
that's
the
awesome.
Reds. Yeah, so that I'll always remember that. And I've always liked the Reds, but they just always suck, so it's kind of hard to like follow a team.
Just be a Cubs fan. Come on.
Just be a Cubs fan.
Yeah.
I did root
I'll
for
have so
them.
much respect for you.
I I loved when Kyle Schwarber was on there from IU. I did love that, but now
Why?
he's not on there. I just because he's from IU. I didn't really
He
know
was
him.
a turd, man.
Evidently, because he's gone now. And isn't Rizzo? Is Rizzo even still on the Cubs? I don't even know.
Yes, Corey. It's his last year. This will be his last year on the Cubs.
Oh, it will be.
Yeah, they gave him a low ball offer because who wants a 31-year-old first baseman that can't catch up to a fastball and he's slow?
It seems like they had this really young core for a little bit that declined like really fast.
They did nothing. And Theo Epstein, that was our president for the time, never has done well with keep adding pieces because he should have traded a couple of the core guys
Yeah.
and then basically restocked the farm and got some players that were ready to play now, but he never did. So that's why we're in the situation where we can't hit. We haven't been able
Yeah.
to hit in the last 3 years.
How are they doing this year?
We suck. I mean, we're a game under 500, but this team's going nowhere. We don't have the starting pitching. The bullpen is shaky. I mean, we still cannot hit with runners in scoring position. Don't even get me started. I could go for hours.
Is Rizzo from Indiana? I thought I heard that. See, I thought I heard that one time, and then I think I looked it up, and it wasn't true, and I was like, "Oh, well." And there was somebody else on there too that, who was it? Rizzo and Schwarber, and there was another guy on there that was pretty good. Oh, what happened to that really good guy on the Cubs? He was, shoot, I can picture him. He was like a star in the making. Like their best player on their World Series team. He wasn't a pitcher.
Are you talking about our shortstop, Baez?
No. Oh, dang it, he was a white guy. Not Zobrist. Who was that guy? That's going to bother me.
Chris Bryant?
Yeah. Chris Bryant. That's it. What happened to him?
He's still on the team. This is his last year, too. He'll be traded.
What happened to him? He was like elite.
He was elite, started going downhill. This year he's doing really well, but it's contract year, so he has to do well.
Yeah, so he's trying.
Yeah.
I love how that works.
Like he's doing well, which we'll end up trading him, which we need to anyways.
Yeah.
But he could be the only one part of the core that's left that I could see them extending, if anyone. Yeah. But I'm okay if they just trade them all. I've seen enough.
Right. It's like a fire sale coming.
Rizzo's from Parkland, Florida.
I don't know where I got that. Where did he play college ball?
Let me look that up for you.
Because I don't know where.
I don't know if he played. I'm trying to think.
Because that could have been it. Not Indiana, not IU, obviously. I would have known that.
No, he went straight into the pros. He never played college ball.
Oh. Well, I have no idea where I thought I heard that. But at least Schwarber played for IU. I knew that. And now he's on the Nationals, I guess.
Yeah.
It's a bummer.
Guy that can't make contact half the time.
Yeah, he seemed like did he get struck out a lot?
Yeah. Like
he seemed like that heavy hitter that just tries to hit a home run every single time. Which drives me
insane because he was a contact hitter in college with power. He was a contact hitter when he first came up with the Cubs. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden, he just decided he was going to try to hit home runs, and that was it.
Yeah.
And he's been like that since 2016. So it's like, what? I mean, eventually you would think he'd make an adjustment, and he hasn't.
Right. Yeah. Reminds me of like Juan Carlos Stanton, where he like strikes out like a million times, but when he hits it, it's a home run.
Yeah, it's like
that'd be boring to watch.
And Baez is the same way for the Cubs. I mean, a lot of our Cubs are all or nothing. They swing for the fences instead of putting the ball in play or bunting down where against the shift. They decide to swing for the fence, and they would rather strike out trying for the home run than getting on base, which drives me insane.
Sounds like an NBA problem too, where you have a fast break and the guy shoots a 3-pointer. That's kind of where the league is.
That drives me insane.
Yeah, that's kind of what the league has become, is just a 3-point shooting contest. I hate it. I hate it so much. But I don't know. Steph Curry kind of changed the game. But yeah, I really want to start the sports channel. You'll be my first guest, and we'll talk Cubs baseball. So, all right, I got a couple more questions. I won't keep you much longer. We're already over an hour. What is your future goal, I guess, for NateyPie's Trinkets and Doodads, like the YouTube channel? What do you said you have a lot of goals. Like, what do you want to get to? Or do you have a clear cut, this is kind of my end game with this?
My main goal right now for the end of the year, I want to get monetized, which I have to get to 4,000 watch hours, and I want to get to at least 1,000 subscribers. And that's my goal. I hope to get more than that, but right now my goal is 1,000 subscribers and to get my 4,000 watch hours by the end of December.
What are you at right now on both?
Watch hours, I'm around 670, 680, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And then subscribers, I think I'm only at like a little over 230, 231 or something like that. But I took 2 breaks that killed my channel.
I did the same. I've been on YouTube this is going on 5 years. I saw my first video the other day, and it was like June or July of 2016. But I had a relationship that took me completely off YouTube for a solid year, and that just did me in. Like, I was doing really well. I feel like if I would have stuck with it, I would be, which I was monetized back whenever it wasn't hard to be monetized.
Yeah.
But I think I would be monetized anyways had I stuck with it. But that is the hard part, is just consistently putting up content. And I think that's another thing too, like, that's why I'm going to push you to do the gaming channel as well, because I feel like it'll put that variety in there for you. You don't have to dedicate so much time to this channel or reselling in general. And it's nice just to take a break and do something else while still feeling like you're being productive.
And with the gaming channel, I'm going to be gaming anyway, so I might as well
stream
with it.
That's what I talk to a lot of streamers too, and they're like, if you're gonna play a game, just turn it on. Even if nobody shows up, you're still putting yourself out there and you're
Yeah,
still popping up for somebody on Twitch, which is really disappointing because I think I have like 350 followers on Twitch, and I have like 4 or 5 subscribers probably, which I get monthly money for that. But it'll be kind of hard to leave that, but at the same time, I think it's just time.
I think
So
YouTube is where it's at.
YouTube, I agree.
Yeah,
I think so. I mean, you build your channel at the same time you're also streaming. So I do have to
yeah.
get a capture card for that, but um, yeah. So what do you think you'll stream?
Like what game?
Yeah, or games, are you going to be a variety streamer? Are you going to try to like go in on the role play? Like,
I'm gonna try to do GTA roleplay because I think that'll be hilarious and
that will
fun.
be.
And then I'm going to probably do Call of Duty as well because I get really competitive. I suck, but or I guess maybe I'm average. I don't know,
Yeah.
but like I mean, I talk trash to all these little kids and other people, so I'm ready to do that on a stream.
Oh, I
I may
can't
become
wait.
the most hated person on YouTube. I don't care.
No, people love that. People love
And then,
everything
I
about
mean,
that.
if you're under the age of 18, probably should not tune into my channel when I start streaming gaming.
They shouldn't be playing Call of Duty anyways, so we'll say
No, like
that.
sometimes it sounds like we're playing against 4-year-olds.
I
And
know.
they can barely speak, and I'm like, these are probably the little kids that are sitting there racking up 50, 60 kills on me.
Yeah. Me I was playing with a friend of mine and we were playing Gunfight. Do you ever play Gunfight on Cold War? It's like 2 versus 2.
Oh, and I know what you're talking about. We have not tried that yet.
It was very fun. You and your wife should do it. But
Okay.
we played against a couple of kids, and so in between like rounds, because it's like first one to like 5 rounds wins, like 5 times that you win. So it can go for a bit, but each in between it shows like the kill cam, and then it pops on the other person's mic where they can talk. And me and a buddy were playing these two one time, and these kids had to be under 10 years old, and they were like every time they were like dog water, like trying to like get in our heads. And my friend was like, let's destroy them. So we like wiped the floor with them. It was like that little interaction was just hilarious. That's what I want to see on your channel.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
It is. I can't wait. All right. Last question. What got you into streaming in the first place? Like, what made you really want to jump in and start making like YouTube videos, and then now your live chats and everything? I know you talked about earlier when you talked to Chuck about joining it, but what do you think got you into it? And also, for those watching, what I kind of asked the reverse question, like you asked me on yours. What advice would you give to people who maybe struggle with the slumps going through, like either it's reselling or making content of any kind? What advice would you give on top of that?
Okay, so what got me started? Have you ever heard of a guy named Cincinnati Picker?
I've heard you mention him on your chat, on your live streams.
So he has. When I first started following him, I think he was at 20,000, 50,000, somewhere around there subscribers, and now he's at
Wow.
140 something
Oh my
in
gosh.
a year, and he's just like I want him on my show. I've asked him to be on my show, but we'll see.
Really?
Yeah,
That'd be awesome.
Like I ask anyone. I don't care.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, if someone like him, which is not a knock on him, it's just he's just a plain guy. You know what I mean? Like, he's not exciting. He doesn't try to overreact or anything like that. He's just who he is on camera.
Right.
Monotone type of guy.
Yeah.
And he just shows you what he does at garage sales, stuff like that. And I'm like, if he can make videos, why can't I? And if he can get to 100,000 subscribers, why can't I one day? Which I know it's not going to be overnight, but it's like,
Yeah.
there's no reason why I can't do it. So it was uncomfortable when I first did it because I was like, I felt stupid talking to a camera.
Right.
And now I'm just like, why didn't I start this sooner? Like a long time ago. And I don't know. I guess I want to see myself grow like some of these other bigger resellers, and just to see where I can take off. And like I said, I got to make more consistent content. But I guess that's
What do
what got me
you?
started, because I'm just like, why can I?
I'll
Why
interrupt
can't
before you give the advice question. What does he do? What do you think he does that got him 140,000?
I don't know.
Is he
That's
rich?
like, no, like he buys storage units. He goes to the yard sale, but shows you what sold and everything. But
Good editing?
no, like,
I'm
I
so
mean,
confused. I have
if
to
you
look
look
this
at
guy up.
yeah, look up his channel. Like he seems like a really good guy,
Yeah.
and I don't know what he does.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like,
Huh.
and
Maybe he
I'm
was
just
one of the
like,
first to do it. Maybe.
no, like there's many people before him. It's just
Okay.
something just clicks.
Yeah.
So,
People just like him.
like I don't know. I just saw his channel and I'm like, if he can do it, there's no reason why I can't do it. And then I'm
Yeah.
like, why don't I just be myself and just start wearing? Because I wear Hawaiian shirts all the time
Yeah.
just to go out in public. Because I don't care what people think, what they say. I could care
Right.
less. Someone makes fun of me, they're thinking about me, so I don't care.
That's right.
That's the way I look at it.
That's
And
right.
I'm like,
Exactly.
why am I trying to be someone different? So then I started wearing my hats and my shirts, because I got like a wardrobe full of these. Like, this is what
Yeah.
I wear.
Right.
So, because I had someone reach out and was like, "Are you just doing that for YouTube?" I'm like, "This is me. I'm sorry. Like,
Yeah.
I know I'm a disappointment." And they're like, "What are you talking about? I just thought you were being fake." I'm like, "No, no. Like,
Being
this is
fake.
this is
It's
me.
such
Like,
a
this is
weird
what I
thing to
wear."
ask.
So, yeah. So I thought it was weird too, but I'm like, I'll be
Yeah.
honest with you, like, this is what I wear, and I don't care what people think. I
Yeah.
mean, I get all my Hawaiian shirts, most of them from Goodwill. So
Yeah. That's even
always like
better.
some old man dying, and they donate all their Hawaiian shirts, so I pick them up.
Right. Yeah. That's
But
great.
yeah, I just saw his channel, and I saw a few others, and I'm just like, why can't if they can do it? There's no reason why I can't do it.
Yeah.
And if I don't try it, then I'm never going to succeed. And
Hmm.
that's something I want. I want to be able to quit my full time job one day and have nothing but YouTube and my eBay business, providing my income that's coming in and
Right.
providing my way of life. So,
Yeah. That's an amazing goal.
and then the second question was dealing with. Um,
What advice would you give?
are you talking about? Ask the second question, or tell me the second part of the question again, so I don't
Sure.
mess with it.
No, no. What advice would you give to people who are starting out in reselling, starting out maybe with streaming, like we talked about, because you are a streamer, through your
Yeah,
live chats, and also what advice you would give if they go through a slump as well, because we all do it.
yeah. So, for being a streamer, I would just say be yourself. People want to see the authentic you. They don't want to. You don't want to run into someone out in public and then they're like, "Well, he was completely different than he was on his videos." So just be yourself, because who cares if people judge you for being yourself? Because at the end of the day, you just gotta love yourself. I mean, if you love yourself, who cares what other people think? And with reselling, I would just start small, because it's not for everyone. You can go through YouTube search what sold videos. You're gonna have all these people flashing their money and all these big sales, but they don't show you all the work that goes into it behind the scenes.
Hmm.
So if you're starting out in reselling or even YouTube, start small. Like make maybe one video and just see how you liked it. And if it feels like work, then you're probably not doing something right. And that
Right.
kind of goes with reselling. If you start out big, you're going to burn yourself out so quickly, because it's a lot of work between taking the pictures, researching, um, waiting for someone to buy it, because that takes a mental toll too. Like, well, I thought this would sell quickly, and it doesn't. I mean, you're going to have a ton of items that you sit on for months before they sell, because you have to wait for that unique buyer.
Right.
And then to go into like dealing with the downs, I guess I put too much pressure on myself. and I'll be the first to admit that. So just start small, like set small goals so you don't become overwhelmed. And then, like me, I work full time as well. My job's very demanding mentally, and I can't say physically because I'm an auditor, so I don't really do anything that's physical. But
Right.
I deal with regulations all the time, so it's a mentally draining job. And I just say, like, take time for yourself.
Mm.
Like I said, start small. Do a couple videos. If you start feeling down, take a break. I know it sucks for your growth on YouTube or even on eBay, but take time for yourself. And that's one problem I've been having. And now I'm just like, if I need time for myself, I'm going to take it because my mental health is important. Because if I'm not healthy mentally going forward, then I'm never going to meet my goals. I'm constantly going to be taking breaks over and over and over.
Right. Yeah. I think that's great advice, and I definitely agree with you. It's hard to not get caught up in the numbers. I think that's one thing with Twitch that I always get discouraged about is the numbers and everything. But I, I mean, as long as you have fun with it, I think that's all that really matters. Because I mean, at the end of the day, it still is a business what you're doing,
Yeah.
and you're really with your community. It's like you're trying to grow and trying to make YouTube a thing, but you're also helping a lot of other people at the same time. So, and I think there's purpose in that, and I think that if
Yeah.
you do focus on, okay, this it's bigger than you, and that's what I love about live chats. I have basically become an Xbox Game Pass channel where I update people on what games are coming to the Game Pass, but I don't get any type of enjoyment the way I do with like live chats because I'd rather talk about somebody else, talk about what they're doing, and hopefully, even if I gain in one subscriber, that's something to me. So I think at the end of the day, it is all about purpose and finding your niche and just a way that you could help somebody else. And you're definitely doing that. So I love your channel, Nate. I love what you're doing. And I
Appreciate that.
appreciate you, all that you've done for me, because I would not, I got that email about being a top rated seller. And it's a little, just like a little tiny accomplishment because that's
It's
pretty
exciting.
neat. Yeah. But I wouldn't have done that without you. I know that. So I just appreciate, uh, everything you've done for me, all the late night questions I've asked you about things. You've priced things for me. Um, Hiwu, I think you should do what brings joy to you because that's when magic will happen. Absolutely, Hiwu.
Yep,
I
I agree.
completely agree with that because at the end of the day, it's about making yourself happy and also doing something that's bigger than yourself. And I think that's what we're both trying to do.
Yeah.
But very well said. And again, like I said, I appreciate you. Everybody watching, please check out NateyPie's channel. He does great work. He's a reseller. He sells anything. And he's also working on another YouTube gaming channel, which I will promote the second it goes live. And then I'll
I'm
have you
good with
back
the
on.
name right now, so as soon as I get a name, I'll send it to you and let you
Yeah,
know.
and then you can come back on here and talk more about it. And then we'll try to
Awesome.
get you some help that way as well. But guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate Hiwu, Mr. Mouse officially, King, Renee. Guys, thanks so much for joining the chat. Like I said, please check out NateyPie. I'll put the links down below. And Nate, thank you so much for joining me tonight.
Thanks for having me, Corey. I appreciate it.
No problem. All right, guys, we will see you next time. Thanks again.